Hello and welcome back to We're Talking Tea. We are getting into our new episode of Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 10, Episode 6. But before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss out on the next time we talk tea. Tonight we are sipping on Menage a Trois, Cabernet Sauvignon Blanc, one of my favorites. I like to drink this one when I have steak, one of my favorites. So let's go ahead, let's sip and get into it. First things first, the it started off the way it ended last episode, where they were at the restaurant and Giselle pulled out the shady shot glasses. So her and Stacy, they're keeping with the tradition of her not liking her, and she hasn't put her name on anything when it came down to events or where she's staying in the villas. She don't put her name on anything. Didn't put her name on the robe, didn't put her name on the card, nothing like that. What I'm surprised about was the Jazzy situation. She gave Jazzy the name Giselle Hader. Okay, so we hating on Giselle now. Got it. But she got this from Wendy. So Wendy went back and carried the bone of her saying, you don't even like her. They both told it to each other. Jazzy kept that to herself. But we all know Giselle and Wendy did not care for each other. More Giselle than Wendy. Wendy really wanted to be her friend, but it just wasn't working out. And as long as Robin was on the show, she wasn't trying to be friends with anybody else because she had her sidekick, her green-eyed bandit, as they called each other. But now that's not the case anymore. So now she want to build relationships with all the ladies. So when Kay may have shared this with Wendy about her not understanding why Giselle didn't reach out to her with the whole incident with not Monique, with Ashley's friend, the one that was calling Cookie. What's what they was calling that girl? Cookie Monster, something like that. Candace was calling that girl. But since that situation, and they had already hashed it out, they had the conversation, but Wendy still felt the need to want to go and tell Giselle, hey, by the way, remember Kay don't like you. You need to ask her why. So that was the whole situation. And so they had that conversation. They decided to table that conversation because Wendy wasn't at the dinner. So they tabled the conversation until they were on the yacht the next day. When they had the conversation, things went left. They both was arguing, fussing back and forth. And then Tia came in and was like, let's have a real conversation. Giselle, I understand where you're coming from, but also, what's her name? Oh my goodness. Not Jazzy. Kay, I understand where you're coming from. So y'all just try to be there for each other. So that was that. But Wendy was like, you know what? I don't have time for this. I'm getting up. I'm walking away. Do you, boo? Because at the end of the day, Kay really doesn't have a problem with Giselle. You just wanted to make it something. So anyway, then we have the producers. They go back to the room and the producers automatically mention, oh, hey, we heard that you and Chris Samuels went out on a date. Why would you say that in front of Ashley? Ashley already keep on trying to make you like Chris Samuels and say y'all have something going on. And she keep on egging it on. I don't know what it is with her and Chris Samuels that she feel like she have to make something out of it before Monique comes on the show, because we already know she's about to come on as a friend of the show. So she keep on wanting to push this information so that when she does come on, it'll be available to her to be able to use it as ammunition. Then we have Angel and Jazzy. When they were sitting down, they were at the dinner, and Angel told her, enjoy your last week of your wedding. And Jay was like, I enjoy every week. I enjoyed every single day of me getting married. Well, she was just telling you to enjoy it. As a woman who's been married before, we know the stresses that comes with it. So she's just simply telling you, enjoy it. It's going to be stressful. Just enjoy the last few days of being single. But she wants to snap. Okay, whatever. We know something else is brewing. Then we have Jazzy and Tia. What the? So she all of a sudden start going in because you gonna sit there and tell me you want to talk about Mr. Sunshine wanted me and something like that, and I'm about to be married in 14 days. And she just fussing and yelling and pointing a fork at this lady. And She's like, girl, something wrong with you. You got issues. Because it's not that big of a deal. Yes, I understand you're getting married, but I'm telling you sarcastically that this man wants you and that your husband might have competition. And then it was for Kay to join in and say, this man have two dreads and two teeth. Who would even take that serious? But I guess Jazzy trying to secure her spot on the show because she ain't trying to be a friend of a friend next season. She want her own spot on the show. So that's why she probably went in so hard. But nevertheless, I think you're doing too much. So then we have the dinner, we go back to the villas, and we're about to have this Jazzy bachelorette party. Now, I feel like the only reason Jazzy was invited to the show because Giselle didn't know how to throw a party. She didn't know how to plan a trip. So she's using Jazzy to say, oh, well, I can use you to have stuff to do. And that's where it comes from because y'all not even friends. Why did you feel obligated to want to have to do something for her wedding? So they all go back to the room, and then the theme was slutty attire. So everybody puts on their, excuse me, their slutty attire and stuff like that. And I would have to say the best dress for me was Wendy, Angel, and Kay. I absolutely love their outfits. Wendy number one, Kay number two, and then Angel, because of her name, she dressed as an angel and she pulled it off very well. But Stacy, I'm not sure what you was trying to do. I understand your husband is German, but you're not. So I'm not trying to figure. I'm not understanding why that happened the way it did. Also, Giselle, I understand you're the ringleader and you felt like you needed to portray that, but no. And Ashley, you just looked hooked up, kind of like Gina is hooked up, a hot mess. Baby, stop. You do too much. Then we have the I saw some of the ladies with sashes. I'm not understanding why other ladies didn't have sashes, but maybe they just chose not to put theirs on. But I did see T.E.A with the sash, Ashley with the sash, and Wendy with the sash around their shoulder or whatever. And then the conversation with Angel and Jazzy, and then her Angel getting upset and choosing to leave. I totally understand why Angel may have felt the need to want to get up and leave because she's like, oh yeah, she constantly feel like she's being attacked by these group of ladies. I get it, but you have to know what you signed up for, Angel. They're here for ratings. So they're going to find any little thing as ammunition to use it against you. I do appreciate Jazzy pulling you to the side and having that conversation, but it was still with the cameras rolling. So she knew what she was doing. The cameras were still rolling, which means the ladies are going to still figure out and wonder what's going on. And they did. And Angel shared what she felt like was going on, and then Jazzy shared her 2 cents on what she thought may have transpired. But she was like, you know what? This is your day. I'm not trying to ruin it. I'm going to just go ahead and go. And then even her still choosing to leave still made it about herself because now you're the topic of discussion because you chose to leave. So hopefully the ladies can bounce back and have a good day, good trip back home. I'm assuming that's how it's going to go for next week. It's going to be a good trip back home, and then we'll see how it goes. I also wanted to mention Ashley writing the D on Jazzy's chest and choosing to do certain things to get it off. Anytime she chooses to be that person, she does it. She wants to wild out. She wants to be flamboyant. She wants to just have the attention. And she does anything she can to get the attention. So that's all I have for tonight. We're going to resume next time. But make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. Make sure that if you personally know me and you want to have a seat on the couch, please reach out to me so that you can be on the show the next time we talk tea about Real House of Potomac. Y'all have a good night. Until next time. Bye.